miles from end to end. Every road and river name burns like iron in our veins. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the line. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. In the grid of a million screens, he moves like a ghost through code and beams. A chrome cross night with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam wars flood the open gate. He reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. In the dark of the midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just a thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things worth fighting for. One nation loud and alive. We endure, we survive. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. Hold the line. We rise, we rise, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, defend the light. Morning breaks on the interstate. Steel birds cut the pale blue haze. From the farms to the harbor gates, beams. He moves like a ghost through coding beams. A chrome-crossed knight with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam walls flood the open gate. He reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise, from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar online. Guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar online. Steal the heart, defend the light. In the dark of the midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just the thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things worth fighting for. One nation, loud and alive. We endure, we survive. America, America. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar online. Guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar online. Steal the heart, defend the light. Hold the line, hold the line. We rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, defend the light. He sat on a pile of gold with ale on his breath and spite in his throat. Heavy with greed, with glassy red eyes, counting his curses like stolen praise. His tower was packed with junk and bone, she'd trinkets stacked like a rusted throne. He sold his soul for a price.
Brothers, welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you guys again. I'm sorry, today's show is a little bit late, but we're still going to get into some of the topics that we need to get into because, guys, there has been a lot going on, and I am the last bastion of sanity in a world that seems hell-bent on destroying itself, from politics to video games and everything in between. We have a lot to go over. Guys, we are going to be talking about Sony, and we're going to be talking about physical games, because I have an interesting opinion on this, if I do say so myself. Now, first thing, I want to say a little prayer for our brother Relic in chat that says, I'm passing a kidney stone and dying inside. Let's go distractions. Brother, my heart is with you. Our heart is with you. I know how painful that is. I hope that it goes quickly. I can only imagine. Yeah, I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. We'll bow our heads. We'll pray for our brother here. Okay? Say a prayer for our brother. Dear Lord, we come before you today, and we just ask that you be with our brother Relic as he's going through an incredible amount of pain, Lord. Kidney stones are no joke. They rip through our bodies. It's unspeakable, unbearable pain. But I pray that you ease and comfort his suffering, and that you give him the willpower to endure it. Lord, you can do all things, and we ask for healing in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Okay. So, guys, the title of the stream is not a lie, okay? Hasan Piker has been exposed as a diaper furry. And not just any diaper furry, but wait until you see the extent of the depravity of this guy, Hasan Piker. Wait until you see the depravity of Hasan in real time. And that's what we're going to go over. That's what we're going to talk about. Because it is extremely important that people know who and what this guy is. I think it's very important. So, brothers, let me go over the basics. On my channel, I reiterate this because there may be new people. Super chats are not required. They're not demanded, but they are appreciated. Meaning that I run my channel a little bit differently than somebody like DSP or the Quartering that have it as their primary objective to try to extract as much cash from you as possible. They will put certain things behind paywalls, not deliver promises. That's not how I do it here. I have an extremely, extremely generous chat and people that do support the channel, but you should never feel under any obligation. I want every dime, every dollar sent here to be from people that support the channel, that have extra disposable income, that they could, of all the places that they could spend their money, they choose to spend it here. I am so grateful for that, but I don't want anyone to feel pressured. So that's what I say, because I think that it's important. People are inundated in these streamer spaces to give. The thing is, I just appreciate that you guys are here. And you guys are here with me today, and we get to talk about some of the most important stuff. So I appreciate every donation. I appreciate every super chat, but I don't want anyone to feel like they are obligated to, because that's not the way that I work. You could come here and enjoy my content for free forever. Okay? Now, if you want to be part of the conversation, if you want to be part of the channel, YouTube text-to-speech super chats are $5 and up. Meaning, if you super chat on YouTube, the message will pop up, $5 and up, it'll play the message. Whether I'm recording a video or whether I'm in between, it will do exactly that. Now, if, for example, if you want to, basically talk about the show, if you want to talk about the show, if you want to come on and say your piece, well, we have a Discord. And if you go in the waiting room, there's a voice chat called the waiting room. If you go to the waiting room, at a certain point in the stream, I may pull you up and you can say your piece, whether you like the show, don't like the show. You can give your opinion, because I think that audience feedback from good faith actors is important. So, now that that's out of the way, guys, let's get in to the piece de resistance. Let's get in to the most important story of the day, and that is Hasan Piker being exposed as a diaper furry. So, without further ado, we're going to do a video here. I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to do this. And so, it says, I like your show. You and some of the rest are not demonic people. Well, you know what? That means a lot. I appreciate that. I try not to be demonic. It's a very important thing for me. Okay? Brothers, it has not been a very good couple of months for Hasan Piker. If we're honest, it really hasn't been a good couple of years. But things are not getting any better for everyone's favorite terrorist supporter and dog shocker. What I have to show you, first of all, is a clip that we've watched on the channel, but it's one that if you are watching a video about Hasan, I think it is important that you understand the mindset of somebody like Hasan. Because very often, people can say, okay, well, maybe you're taking things too far. When I say things about Hasan, there are people that could be forgiven for saying there's no way this guy is so cartoonishly evil. But he is. And with Hasan, everything that I say about him is exactly as he has said it on stream himself. Because Hasan records himself saying everything that people say has been recorded and said and done by Hasan. Hamas Diddy Piker. Why? Because Hasan has said that he went to a Diddy party on stream, recorded himself saying it. Hamas Piker? Well, because Hasan supports Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. He is a terrorist supporter. But let me give you a clip to really whet your appetite on this issue. Let me give you an amuse-bouche before the main event, before the main entree. Let me present this to you. This is Hasan talking about what he thinks should be done to wealthy children who sexually assault or rape women who happen to be white.
Like doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is, like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, taking these guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society.
So this un-American Turkish freak thinks that it's okay to do this vile act to women if they're white. He called them WASP, which is White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. This guy basically demonstrating that the UK Rupert Lowe report is true because Hasan, living in America, somebody that has been disconnected from the Muslim world, even he thinks that white women, it's somehow better if you do it to them. Even Hasan is out here saying that it's better if you do this to white women. It's not as bad. So let's take a look. Let me just pull this up real quick. Okay, only a slight technical difficulty. Only a slight technical difficulty. Well, we it wouldn't be one of my streams if we didn't have at least one issue. There we go. Okay. Thank you for your patience. First of all, Hasan Piker dancing to a song about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk being assassinated.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry it to flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His glory is our own. To get to unbroken, we'll make heaven known. We are Charlie Kirk. His glory is our own. To get to unbroken, we'll make heaven known.
All right, David Dayen of the.
All right. I mean, keep in mind that Charlie Kirk is somebody that Hasan knew personally. It's somebody that he had interacted with in real life. Charlie Kirk was somebody that had, been on the debate stage. Charlie Kirk was somebody on the debate stage with Hasan. And how does he treat his death? With mockery and jubilation. He is such a despicable, subhuman, evil animal. It's unbelievable to me that, first of all, you could have any conservative justice that would, agree with birthright citizenship, which is one of the reasons that Hasan is even allowed in the country, but that they wouldn't deport him. So we're going to get into the main reason why we're here. It's this image right here. This image right here is what everyone is talking about. It says Hasan Piker just raised $54,000 for Francesca Hong, DSA candidate for Wisconsin governor. The Wisconsin Democratic primary is August 11th. So here's what we're interested in. One of the pictures on the wall is this right here. Now, what is this? It's Hasan Piker on all fours, wearing a dirty diaper in a furry costume. It literally is diaper furry art of Hasan on all fours. You thought I was kidding. Now, this is the image. And all they did was zoom in on this one part. So anyone who thinks that this was taken out of context, anyone who thinks that this is like somebody edited this in, no, this is from Hasan's own stream. And by the way, he's bringing political candidates onto this. He's like, I'm going to wear a suit so that I can be taken more seriously. And then at the same time, he's got dirty diaper furry fetish art of himself on the wall. Yes. Absolutely ridiculous. Hasan, come on. You want to be taken seriously so bad as a political pundit, and your room is filled with tacky, tchotchke shit, weird stuff. Your set looks like a weird amalgamation of just, you don't know if you want to be a gamer or a political commentator. You don't know if you want to be like a meme channel. You got Obama and the Queen. You got the X on the eyes. You are the quintessential confused identity. You don't know what you want to be. Because, Hasan, you want to be everything for everyone because you're insecure. You're not comfortable in your own skin. And your room bears that out. Everything about your room is just weird. It's like a mishmash of different things. Usually somebody with like a confident identity doesn't have to do shit like this. You know what this background reminds me of, if we're being honest? I'm sure my chat already knows what I'm going to say. This background reminds me of the quartering. The quartering's background reminds me a lot of this, where the quartering doesn't know exactly what he wants to do because he's deeply insecure and he's so worried about trying to pander to everyone, trying to, make it appear, oh, there's trading card games, there's Funko Pops, oh, there's, maybe there's like a Lego set one day. He tries so hard to appeal to everyone that ultimately he appeals to no one. There's a basketball. there's a GameCube. Now, he's not playing that GameCube. That's there for the aesthetic. Because everything about Hasan is aesthetics. Now, in his room, he's got the Chinese flag. Doesn't have an American flag. He's got the Chinese flag. He's also got the Palestine flag. This guy is just shotgunning it. Instead of having a coherent narrative, being a coherent person, he's just going scattershot and trying to find something that may appeal to somebody. But it doesn't work. Because the truth is, the honest to God truth is, Hasan Piker is a freak. He is a freak. Take a look at this. I mean, this is what we're here to talk about. That is dirty diaper fetish porn. That's like fetish content he's putting on his wall. Because it's of him or somebody that looks shockingly like him. That's gross. Why would you put that on your wall? Why would you frame that? Because that is something that he's into. Now, Hasan is very upset at people like me because they say that I and others are mischaracterizing Hasan. That we take Hasan out of context and he copes by saying it's because we're all ugly incels and we're jealous of him. Now, if you've ever actually listened to clips of Hasan from his past, everything in his, everything, and I mean everything, in Hasan's life has been him living for his excesses. Hasan has been living for gluttony and lust and greed. Hasan literally said that he wanted to go to the University of Miami. He loved the idea of America when he was living in Turkey because he thought that American women would sleep with him. And he was very happy that the first time that happened, he told this really gross story about having sex on cobblestone stairs. You know, Hasan said that he joined his fraternity, a fraternity that apparently the most girls liked. Hasan lives his life trying to chase excesses. Lust, gluttony, greed. Which is why there's no core foundation to Hasan. He doesn't have any consistent principles. So let's take a look at some of these moments that really establish Hasan as who and what he is. Because as people on this website treat me like I am the biggest villain, and I just want them to have free healthcare, autonomy in the workplace, and for us to end our endless wars. No, Hasan, you are a terrorist supporter, you are a propagandist, you are a serial liar, you are a sex pest, you are a malevolent entity that wants violence against people like me and others. You lie about Asmongold all the time, you lie about Tectone, you lie about Nuxtaku. Now sure, they make fun of you, but the difference is, Hasan, you can't refute any of what they're saying, so you go after them personally. Because you are genuinely that pathetic.
I hate this fucking country so much.
The feeling's mutual, Hasan.
You can be on a
The
fucking
feeling is
mountain
mutual.
in the middle of Norway and get better internet than Los Angeles, California.
Oh, a Democrat-run city. Huh. Almost like putting Democrats in charge is a mistake.
And this is just like a moment of anger. This is a moment of fucking anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly, such a first world problem. But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just you're making
Hasan, here's the question. Why is it so important that your dog stay in the same place? Why is it so important that your dog not move for your entire stream? The reason is, and we know this, Asmongold has told you this, the reason is because you use your dog as a prop. You use your dog to create this lifestyle like everything else in your background. Look at Hasan's background. It does genuinely remind me. It does genuinely remind me of the quartering. It does. That background that feels like it's just a shotgun of ideas. Now, here's the thing. And somebody in chat mentioned Destiny starting a new campaign. Here's the thing. I think Destiny's awful. I do. I think Destiny is absolutely awful. I think his ideas are awful. He has no morality. He also doesn't have any real core principles. Like, this is a guy that was advocating cuckoldry and open marriages for a long time with his wife. That didn't turn out very well. I don't know if he's since, corrected his position on that. That's a huge mistake. But Destiny, going after Hasan, I support that. I do. Let them fight. You know the meme, let them fight? Yeah, that's where I'm at. So it's sort of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but not really that much of a friend. You stay way over there. I don't want to smell you. I don't want to look at you. You keep doing your thing, and that's fine. But even somebody like Destiny understands what a menace Hasan is. Now, to be fair, well, I don't know if fair is the right word. Destiny is the one that brought Hasan into this world. The world of streaming and content creation, Hasan would not be where he is without Destiny. Destiny was the kingmaker for Hasan. So, just want to make that perfectly clear. So, someone in chat also mentions that Hasan does smell bad. Yes, which is why he uses that as an insult against Asmongold, because it's something he's insecure about. That is Hasan's modus operandi. When Hasan is insecure about something, he will accuse that person of something that he's insecure about because it bothers him, so naturally it must bother other people. Because Hasan is a one-dimensional thinker. He doesn't understand that different people have different priorities, different motivations, different things that matter. I know Hasan, may not understand this, but there are some people that don't understand what, like, food noise is. There are some people that don't live their life based on sexual gratification from a woman. They don't live their life based on that. It's not their highest principle the way it is for Hasan. Because when Hasan says, you're an incel, right, when he says that over and over and over, it's because to him, that is the highest insult. Because for him, his God in this world is sex and sexual access. It's his highest principle, his highest value, which reveals a lot about who and what he is. That there's nothing deeper there. You're just dealing with a gross, low IQ, sweaty Turkish retard that hates America for God knows why. The greatest country in the world. Yeah, we got our faults. Don't get me wrong. We got our faults. Great country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Take a look at what's happening in the UK. They are a slave to socialism and communism right now with the Labour Party. And look at that. People are dying over a problem that we solved, decades and decades and decades ago. Air conditioning. Air conditioning. More people die in Europe as a result, on average, of heat-related deaths than people die in America of gun-related deaths. In a given year, more people die in the UK from not having AC and being able to cool themselves than people are shot and killed in the U.S. on average. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, I wanted to bring this up. That was Hasan shocking his dog.
At least Patrick Henry College is like doing one good thing, which is that like if you have
we already
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Yeah. So, I mean, just casually calling for the death of a Republican politician. Why is Hasan not in jail? I don't know. Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I said what Hasan said, but instead of Rick Scott, I said, if you care about immigration in this country, you would end AOC or Ilhan Omar. If I said that, first of all, law enforcement would be at my house. They'd be asking, like, what are you doing? Why are you posting this? This is like incitement. You know that? That's crazy. You're actively calling for harm to a sitting politician. I would likely be arrested. I would be arrested if I said what he said about Ilhan Omar or AOC or Bernie Sanders, which I would never do because I don't support that. But if I did, I'd be in jail. For some reason, Hasan gets a pass. He does. He's not banned on Twitch. They don't arrest him. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like equal treatment under the law, does it? Very, very odd. But again, here he is openly calling for violence. And this isn't the first time and it won't be the last.
I'm sick and tired of it. Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man? Slice them up. Slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this?
874 Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that
Imagine if this was for AOC. Imagine if this were for Ilhan Omar. Do you think Hasan would be like, oh, there's nothing wrong here? If Andrew Wilson did this, or Steven Crowder did this, or any number of conservative commentators, if they got up on stage and said, yeah, somebody was sending threats to Ilhan Omar. Oh, and she's resigning. That's great. And the crowd started clapping. Do you think that he would say, yeah, no, that's fine. We did it so you can do it. No, because Hasan doesn't have principles. He supports violence in the name of his cause. But if you were to reciprocate that on him and his cause, he would cry foul. Because he doesn't have principles. He just wants to weaponize your empathy against you. That's the reality of Hasan Piker and what he is and what he represents. And that's why people hate him as much as they do. But this is the image of the day. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up having to do with Hasan. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you next time. All right. Okay, perfect. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Okay. Ninja Man Ash, can I hop in and talk about the Hasan situation? Sure. Sure, absolutely. Hop on in, brother. Only $1,000 to join. For a mere $1,000, you can be part of the show. That's it. Just $1,000. I'm kidding, by the way. It's an ongoing joke. But here, yeah, sure. How's it going? How's it going, Ninja?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very good. What do you want to talk about as it relates to Hasan?
Well, with the whole situation that's going on right now, to be very careful with what we do and how we say. I do agree that we do need to be more representative in the fact that Hasan orbiter need to be higher, be around. We need to all kind of help with the destiny situation. That way, Hasan doesn't get more pull within the radicalization of the Democrat movement. However, the thing is, I feel like if we interrupt our enemies while they're speaking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we might shoot ourselves in the foot because they might seem like they're, getting more competent when it's actually the opposite. We help. So I'm not really sure. Like, what do you think the best strategy would be? Let them speak, or should we
Yeah.
kind of, what do you think?
So I'm not going to support Destiny. I mean, he can do what he wants with this. I think it's great. I mean, if he wants to go after people, but I don't like the verbiage he uses. I don't like the rhetoric he uses. I understand.
Agreed.
I understand why he's doing what he's doing. I do get it. And I do support his his crusade. He wants to go after.
I do.
He wants to go after Hasan, but you let them do that. We don't get involved in that, because here's the deal. Let them fight. Let them bloody each other up. Let them, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing. If more democratic socialists, if more of these communists get into office, they're getting elected into already extremely blue areas. They're not getting elected into red areas. So we're talking New York, we're talking Colorado, we're talking Wisconsin. These people are actively pushing in blue areas. So what I think is going to happen is these people are going to destroy the Democrat Party. I do. These people cannot appeal to a mass, a plurality of Americans. They appeal to foreigners. They appeal to crazies, mentally ills, the degenerates, the freaks, the deviants. They appeal to them. And
but like what's happening with Virginia right now is like, as soon as a Democrat gets in, all you need is one retard Democrat to come in and ruin things and change up the rules enough, or even bring in people from other countries or even people from other states to change those elected laws, and then boom, you have that situation. I think that we are at a point where we are already, I hate to say it, colonized. We have such a I don't want to use that word because that could have a negative connotation to it. I think we have such a diverse community because of this immigration issue.
Sure.
That now, because we have this, we have a situation that is untenable because they can just, for instance, bring in a person like the people who got elected in Virginia recently and start changing rules to where, oh, well, now we can't check ballots because now that's a legal issue in the state, So I feel like it's what we say about like the the Muslim situation, where not all Muslims are bad, but the ones who aren't are the grass, and the ones bad are the snakes in the.
So here's the brutal reality. It's going to have to get a lot worse before it can get better. Because there's still people that live in the illusion that they still live in the illusion that some things, are going to be able to be fixed by Trump and stuff like that. Now, to be fair, Trump does, there are a lot of things he does that I like. But the fact is that if more of these socialists get elected, what is going to end up happening is it may not be 5 years, it may be 10. There's going to be somebody that gets elected finally that is going to do what needs to be done. And that's something that people aren't ready for, because I've been telling people this. I am the moderate option. I am. I want to work within the system as it is to fix things. But if I get pushed aside because things get so bad, there is another option. And people don't want to talk about it because it's uncomfortable, but it is a reality. If you open up your history books, I don't think it's going to be that these socialists are going to win. In the end, they don't win. But in the meantime, it may get tough. It may get very, very painful. And that may be the lesson that people in some areas have to learn. But there will always be a dichotomy between the left and the right. There will always be places where the right will have enclaves, the left will have enclaves. But I think if you let them elect these socialists that are radical and insane and appeal to an extreme minority of very vocal people, they're going to destroy the Democrat Party.
Right, but I just wonder if they can destroy the Democrat Party before they destroy as a whole, meaning America.
So it just
my thing is if we let them live for too long, let them keep on going.
About will. My issue with conservatives has always been that conservatives are losers, and what I mean by that is conservatives, when they don't get their way, immediately start pouting, and they don't even start thinking about other alternatives, like the Supreme Court birthright citizenship. There are 10 different things you can do as a result. You could pack the Supreme Court. Where is the call from conservatives to pack the Supreme Court? Get 4 more Clarence Thomases on the Supreme Court tomorrow. 4 more of the most conservative. Do it again. Go through. Birthright citizenship is done. Where is the call for that?
I'm kind of waiting for someone to put someone harder reaching than Clarence Thomas.
Yeah,
I think Clarence Thomas is good, but
Clarence
I want someone to go further.
One we got right now, but if you want to go further, right? My point is, okay, that doesn't work. All right, then start trying to impeach Amy Coney Barrett, because she's obviously not right. My point is, there are several different things that you could do, but I find that the conservatives, when they don't get there, they're like, oh my gosh, it's over. It's not over. There's always going to be a fight, and when I say fight, I mean in terms of the spirit of fighting. There's always going to be a will amongst Americans to continue. And look how much things have changed. Look how much things have changed since Obama left. Look how much things have changed. Look at this year's Pride Month. Did you pay attention to Pride Month?
Yeah, I really didn't see much of it. It was pretty insignificant.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, everyone had a rainbow flag and was, basically, every brand was going out there, and the CEOs were like helicoptering on like they were all out there doing this degenerate stuff. And now look at it. It's sort of shifting.
They were all swinging their necks. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, people don't remember that Target was selling demonic T-shirts for kids.
I mean, again, okay, on all that, that's pretty good. But the other thing is, I think that we're already seeing the death of the Democratic Party, and this is tangentially related to Hasan. If you look at Philip DeFranco's episode, not today, yesterday, I highly recommend you watch it on stream. It will give you some content.
Oh boy!
It's about halfway through it. he talks about the democratic socialist, and he says that people fear the word socialist, and so that they're needing to do a rebrand. I think that it is extremely scary that the Democrats are already trying to make socialism tolerable to the American people. And this is not me fear-mongering. This is not me saying that this is like something that I heard that I just came to me in a dream. I'm not Candace Owens, you know.
Yeah,
But like,
of course
it is extremely scary that he automatically goes to like socialism is it needs to come here.
Yeah. So,
and
what-
you do need to take a look at that, because that like it's
I
I
appreciate
think
you
that
letting me know. I will take a look at that.
yeah,
I don't watch Philip DeFranco.
it's an important one.
There's a reason why I don't watch Philip DeFranco. I don't react to his
Mm.
videos usually. Philip DeFranco is, I mean, you have David Pakman, who's plastic, and then you've got Philip DeFranco, like, from his fake cheesy smile to his fake tan, like, the one of the fakest people out there. He is not a barometer.
Well, you got to remember, DeFranco's wife is in politics now. I don't know if she won her election, but she was running for a position in Georgia. So I mean, if Hasan is bad because of everything he says, Philip DeFranco is bad because he supports everything and more, and his wife is also running for elected office down.
Of course.
And especially him saying things like democratic socialism and going like, you know, we need to make socialism more palatable. It is it is extremely scary to me that the Democrats are already bending the knee to the social.
No, you're looking at it all wrong. I am so glad they're doing this. Oh my gosh. Like, understand, they are, like, first of all, the people that have lived in socialist countries, like people from South America and Cuba, there is nothing that you're going to do to be able to tell them that socialism is good. There is no rebrand in the fucking world. Basically, let me, for anyone else listening, he's right. They are trying to rebrand socialism and democratic socialism. And in some places, with a bunch of just extremely low IQ people on the left, it is working. The main problem is that it's working in these little enclaves. It's not going to work on a national scale because the stigma of socialism is about as despised as Nazism. It's bad. You think
I don't think it is.
You think of socialism, you think of Stalin. You think of
just based off the nearest poll results that we've, or not poll results, but results of polling that we've gotten from different places that all say the same thing. Say that the left is moving extremely far left, like pretty much every moment of the day.
Sure.
You know, that they are going so far left that most of them don't even love America. They hate America.
True.
Shit, even if their own people are in power, they hate America.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, if they hate America, like, it's not only are the Democrats becoming the socialist, but they're also becoming the terrorist. They've already been the like, all of this has already happened, but that hasn't stopped.
What's going to happen is they're going so far left. They're leaving people like Bill Maher behind. Bill Maher said that, you know, I don't put any stock in what Bill Maher says, but he was saying that, you know, to JD Vance, that my vote is in play now because I can't vote for this. They are
on that same side. We have people like Tucker Carlson who do the exact same thing, which is bad for us. There's a shakeup going on that front.
I think that Tucker Carlson,
he's a plant. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I think that they're going to look at Bill Maher and anyone who tries to escape the same as we would think about Carlson. And I think it's foolish not to see it in the way of, like, just for instance, like, these are, like, in their mind, these are the people who are running away from Atlantis. These are the people who are running away from such good progress that everyone will be free if we just do it. So that's why they're considered the enemy.
There is a reality that Tucker Carlson, I mean, there are a lot of things he says I don't agree with. I do think he's becoming more and more sort of out there. But there are people that will look to Tucker Carlson because the Democrat Party has been anti-Trump the whole time. That's all they are, is anti-Trump. So if Tucker Carlson comes out and he says, well, I believe in sensible policies like, well, I believe that we need a closed border, like his interview with Piers Morgan, where he was telling Piers Morgan that, you sacrificed your entire culture for, a bowl of ramen or a bowl of curry. I think that is going to drain off of the Democrats, because there are going to be Democrats that are sensible. And this guy's like, well, I don't like Trump. Trump's bad. But also I have these other more sensible views. I think that is going to be a huge detriment to the Democrat Party. Meanwhile, you're also pulling people to the farther left, which is going to alienate them anymore. I'm not saying that everything is all sunshine and rainbows. But when I look at what the left is doing, embracing socialism, embracing that label, it would be as suicidal as if people on the right started embracing, oh yeah, no, we're going to rebrand Nazism. I do. I think for people that have lived through it, I think it's going to be disastrous. I think it's going to be.
My thing is, I don't think that they'll use socialism in the name. They're not going to use anything close to that in the name. I think that if they do it,
democratic socialism.
No. I think that they're like that's what Philip DeFranco said. He said that even democratic socialism, because of the socialism aspect of it, people look at it so negatively. He was already suggesting that they need to change their name again. He was already saying you need to do it. That's why I think that the clearest option for them is they're probably going to go for a free Palestine or an all together angle where everyone's all together. It's an all inclusive. It's a kind of part.
Sure. And then
and an all inclusive and a love party or something like that. I feel like that could trick a lot of people into voting for whatever that party ends up doing or standing for. Which again, I mean, it could be something good or bad, but
that would be where a conservative needs to come in, and they need to say, why are you talking about a Middle East blood feud when you need to be talking about helping the American people? Why that
I agree, but the Republicans aren't hard enough. I think some of them in office, a lot of the people in Trump's cabinet, are hard enough to go ahead and ask those questions. But I think the majority of them won't. And then the other thing is, I think that if Mamdani's policies do reflect positively, even for a bit, there is a chance that he could run for president. And if he runs for president, he's going to get it.
He was born here?
No. They don't care about the Second Amendment. Do you think they're going to give a shit about the Constitution? Come on, they're already wiping their ass with it.
I don't think they're going to run Mamdani. I mean, maybe
they could run someone endorsed by Mamdani.
True. Yeah, no, they could run somebody endorsed by Mamdani. That's true. However, I don't think he has universal appeal. I think the places where Mamdani is going to be popular are the places that would already veer to the left.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the Muslim votes, all the places that you can vote for 60 days.
Right.
That's the point of ballot harvesting. You know,
Well, I mean, it's an unfortunate and brutal reality. One of the worst things, the UK grooming gang report. It took something.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Absolutely.
That was,
and we went over it on stream for 6.5 hours. It was absolutely terrible. But it took something.
I think that report, anyone who supports any immigration from third world countries after reading that is a fool. And anyone. And this is coming from a person who has lineage in Panama, which is considered a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll admit it, fucking Panama is a fucking third world country. And guess what? You want to bring Panamanians here? No, this America's for Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. We can have some immigration, some legal immigration, but nah, man, like America's for Americans.
Yeah. Well,
I think that the rape gang shit was disgusting. It was frankly unheard of.
Yeah.
It was unheard of.
People have been talking about it for years, but nobody ever wanted to approach it. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's
How long do you think it's going to take for us to get a rape report here?
I don't know. I mean, you think about our issue. Our issue is a little bit different. It wasn't Muslims per se. It was Hispanics, where you had people that were coming up across the southern border. These coyotes. By the way, I just want to point something out to anyone listening. If you ever want to know just genuinely how stupid the left is, they were gloating that Trump was stupid because Trump said coyotes, and they thought he meant literal coyotes. Back in 2016, when he was running for president, the left didn't know what coyotes were. They thought that Trump was talking about literal coyotes. I will never forget that. That just establishes how retarded these people are. Anyway,
what are they the meme where it's like leftist conversations cannot be had because a leftist will always change reframe what we mean. So conversation is inept.
You like literally think that coyotes are carrying yeah.
No, it's retarded. It's retarded.
I don't know if we're gonna get a report anytime soon, but I would support one.
I would support one too. But I mean, real quick, even my wife kind of fell for some of the stuff with what the Democrats were saying, and so like for instance, like she was saying that she heard of about this girl who said that she was like pretty much like, you know, brought across the border and raped, and I was like, okay, well, was she raped because she was still paying off her debt to the gang that brought her over? And she was like, well, I hadn't even considered that. It's like,
yeah.
You see, they're telling you the story, but they're not telling you the entire story. So it's like, yeah, like what they're doing is slimy, man. But like,
yeah, and that's why
you can't really bring them to light.
As a good husband, you come in and you say, okay, you heard that. Well, this is the truth, and set her straight. And then if she wants to vote for a Democrat, don't let her vote. And
But yeah, no,
like,
I mean,
who are you voting for?
I think
all
this
right,
is
we're going to lock
crazy.
you in the basement until the election's over. I'm going to go vote. I'm just kidding, guys. No, we don't believe it. But listen, just a disclaimer: we don't actually support locking women in the basement so they can't vote, so that they don't cancel out her vote. Okay, we're just joking.
and here, I thought you were a Hasan supporter, man.
Oh yeah,
like come on, we know he's got 6 or 7. There's got to be Frogan and Denham's.
Oh god,
Casey Tron down there.
Oh man,
Noah Sam. Oh wait, has he gotten the check change yet?
Oh man, I don't know. Well, we're going to be talking about Frogan in a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to talk with you, man. But great talking. Thanks for the conversation.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for shining some light on this.
Yeah, I'll do my best. All right, thanks, brother.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, it says, your voice is kind of quiet. Your voice is kind of quiet in comparison. In comparison to the other person. Okay, well, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I can see if I can do anything about that. Okay. Yeah. See? Okay, how's that? Is that better? Hello. Yellow. Okay. All right. Good. Everything good? It seems everything's good. 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 Okay, we got people who want to come in. All right, we got Squidman. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
Doing all right?
this is the first time I'm actually talking to you, so this is really cool. You know, I was watching Tectone earlier, and he was reacting to a video about Hasan Piker and all this
Mhm.
stupid shit he said.
Right?
And Tectone basically may have came to the conclusion that Hasan Piker may have gone to a certain someone's island because Hassan said Maxwell Ghislaine had ties to somewhere. I don't know if he's telling the truth or whatnot, but I just think it's fucking weird.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he went to a Diddy party by his own admission. He recorded himself saying that.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
I've also been seeing a lot of trolling from China,
Oh yeah,
trolling
yeah, yeah,
Europe. It's
yeah, yeah.
I despise China, but I gotta give props to them right there for trolling Europe.
Yeah, it's absolutely, absolutely diabolical. But yeah, I got to admit, I saw that and I said, you know what? They're flexing on them with the pigs. The pigs getting the air conditioning, dogs getting the air conditioning, and they don't. That's pretty crazy. The
And
the
I
billboards.
figured, yeah, I figured, you know what? Since they hate AC so much, I might as well just make it a bit colder in my room.
Yeah, you know what? That was my response too. But I think what we need to do, we need to spend $30 million. We need Operation Midnight Flurry, and we need to go in and we need to drop a whole bunch of air conditioners on Europe. We need these cargo planes to just drop these payloads of ACs. We need to save our European brothers from the heat, from themselves.
Oh yeah, I
Would you
mean,
would you
I
be
just
okay?
find,
Would you be
oh
okay
hell
with
yeah,
spending $30 million Operation AC drop?
hell yeah, I would.
I would too. I think so too.
I mean,
Drop the
fainting.
ACs.
I mean, fainting while driving a bus because there's no AC. What the absolute fuck, man?
Yeah, that's in France. That's a first world technical. Well, it used to be a first world. We've solved these problems, but we're acting like we haven't. We're treating ourselves like the third world. Why? You know?
It's just it's just mind-boggling about the left and how stupid they are. I swear to God, these guys are like Patrick Star level IQ.
That's an insult to Patrick Starr.
Hey, don't judge me. But yeah, it's just like they're so stupid. I mean, I don't debate leftists because there's really no point. You're
Yeah,
not going to win against a stupid person.
yeah. I mean, we sometimes do debates, not much anymore, but it's like, yeah, it was an exercise in futility. It was difficult because you've got these malevolent bad actors acting in bad faith that are also some of the stupidest people you've ever met. Just insanely degenerate, narcissistic, delusional, um, and with no moral foundation or principles. Yeah, it's nuts.
I mean, also, I'm not the most religious person, but I have had some moments that I thought were an act of Christ, and I am more open to it.
Hmm.
I mean, the best thing I've always did was just keep an open mind to it,
Yeah.
like never shut it out.
Well, yeah. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone that I know of the faith has had moments of doubt. Having doubt, by the way, is completely normal. If you read the Bible, John himself, who was described as the best of us, had doubts. He had doubts. So if he has doubts, it's totally normal that we have doubts. But the important thing is that he came back to faith. He, reestablished his faith. And I think that people that have lost their way, I think they should too. because there is something here. It's not just, I know that in today's society, people, they think that there's an arrogance in the West that's been born, that we're greater than this. We've evolved past this. A lot of it is media from the past, the 80s, 90s, Star Trek and stuff. Great shows, but they created this illusion that we're so evolved past that. But are we really? I don't think so. So I'm glad that you keep an open mind. I hope you continue your journey.
I'm always keeping an open mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, and we'll continue to do our best, because we want to see you in paradise.
Oh yeah. I mean, but also when it came to that whole anchor baby stuff, I take a huge offense to that. My grandmother is actually from Japan. She came to the United States, assimilated, learned English and everything.
Right.
So if anyone has family that is technically from, like, say, Europe or a different country, this is a spit. They're spitting in your face, the Democrats.
Yeah. Well, the Democrats want to import people from the world that hates America and doesn't give a shit. But there are people around the world that, I don't know if you could say they love America, but they have a respect for America. And the Japanese are one of those people. In large part, when you see America depicted in media most of the time, like My Hero Academia, the big popular anime. All Might, the big, looks like what they depict as Americans. So I say, be the America that Japan thinks that you are.
I'm not gonna lie, he kind of gave me Donald Trump vibes when I saw him for the first time.
Well, you're not the only one. There was an entire comic book around called Wall Might. Did you ever see that?
I think I did, yeah. I don't read too many comic books.
Yeah, well, neither do I, but I saw that, well, neither does anyone anymore, but yeah, I saw that Wall Might. That was pretty dang funny. Anyway.
But either way, I mean, yeah. I won't keep you, man. I was good to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. It's great. I love interacting with people from the chat and the audience, and I'll be sure to send you a bill for $1,000.
Wouldn't that be nice? I mean,
it's a joke. It's an ongoing joke from the days of my haters, that they accuse me of charging people $1,000 to come on and talk.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, when I was looking up your channel earlier, I kept on seeing like videos about Templar exposed and whatnot. I'm like, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because when you say things that are true, especially amongst a group of people that don't want to hear the truth, they react viciously and with this visceral anger. And yeah, a lot of those people did make those videos, and it's pathetic. All of them have been exposed, by the way. Like, nearly all of them have been exposed as freaks and deviants. Like, shocking how time will expose who is real and who is not. I'm still here. Some of those people are not.
And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I found your YouTube channel.
Well, I'm glad you're here too, brother, and I appreciate your support.
All right, I'm gonna hop out of here. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you, man.
God bless.
God bless you.
We're gonna bring in Jim. How you doing, brother?
In just a second. You're still about a second or two behind on the, because I'm listening to you through Kick. So on there, you're still talking with the other guy. But hey, I was hearing some of the talk with the other previous guys and kind of wanted to toss in my own 2 bits. Sure. Sorry, it's not a grand. Ha ha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I dropped a text about it last night about a little bit more on the whole air conditioning stuff. We don't even need to put them in windows anymore. I even left a link to in the follow up on air conditioning thread in this Discord where you can see ones where you can go to or you can get ones rather that either like sit on the floor like a tower type deal or ones that are wall mounted. And I even seen a few that you can put on a computer desk, like right in front of you on a computer desk, and it'll work for really, really close, which I mean, that's better than nothing if nothing else.
No,
and it's
there are
only
many
like
different options. It is infuriating to me that we are in the first world and we're dealing with third world problems because of these people, these virtue signalers. It's insane. There are many options. There are ones that sit in the window, but they're not like dangling on the window. There are ones that like it looks like a U. It's like a U-shaped one. You put it on the window, or like on the base, and it sits there and it doesn't wobble or anything. But like there are so many different options.
And again, there's ones that don't even need a window. You could be in a completely enclosed room with a couple different models, and you'd be able to handle it just fine. The one that sits on the computer desks, one or two of them, because I did take a quick look at like some of the ratings and comments. I'd seen it even be said that, yeah, I could put this in my office and nobody even notices because it works that quiet and that good. I'm like,
you
dang.
mean like the portable AC units, like the little small ones, like the little boxes?
Yeah, the really, really, I don't know if they're Peltier coolers. I see saw Relic typing. So it's not swamp coolers either. Again, I left a link to it in the Discord. If you join the Discord, look for follow up on air conditioning. It's a thread I made, and I left a link to the one types I'm talking about. I figured I'd give a shout out to the Kick chat. I don't have YouTube up, so I can't see them. But yeah. So aside from that, the other one is, and I tried to draw attention to this a couple people back talking about the socialist Democrats. There's actually a little bit of a rift going on between them, and I was made aware of this through I want to say it was the YouTube channel Gaming Wade, another streamer guy who does politics type stuff, kind of like you. He usually streams in the mornings on YouTube if you want to ever check his stuff out and see what he's about. Let me toss an article link because I went and found one real quick. But apparently there is a rift between... general chat okay for this link?
I guess so. I don't know if people can post links or not.
Oh, wait. Politics. I'll go post in politics. Good Lord, I should have thought of that sooner. So, again, apparently after some of the Mamdani leftists... hang on, let me check the article because, again, I'm only partially remembering this because I was mowing the lawn. I was on a riding lawnmower out in this frickin' Texas heat. Thank God for air conditioning. Haha.
Right.
But I had to do some yard work because a while back it had rained, the grass got tall, and then the heat wave hit, and I was just like, man, when is it going to be a good day to mow?
It happens, yeah.
And then I found a day. Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to put the link to the Discord in... Put it in chat.
Yep. That way others can go and see the links. And this is one thing I'd like to think I've been consistent on is finding links. But House Democrats surge in socialism proved victorious. And the Democratic Party when 3 far-left candidates swept the floor in key races in New York's primary elections. So, hang on, let me see. I was checking the Kick chat. Again, I don't got YouTube or any of the others open, so sorry to the other guys. But yeah, apparently what had happened with the race in New York's primary elections has caused a bit of a rift. And I'll be honest, I kind of hope it keeps going.
Right.
So I thought it was a little bit more than just that particular instance. But again, I didn't really remember the details too well. I was, again, mowing the lawn, so I was just kind of listening. But again, this is a small victory or a small possibility of a victory further down the
Right.
line.
Yeah. I mean, we'll take those. We
Oh,
take
yeah.
the small victories. We take the big victories.
Yep. It adds up.
Hmm.
And you got to have hope.
Yep.
So those are the things I wanted to cover. Again, my 2 bits. Again, not a grand. Ha ha. I'm usually the one cracking that joke in the kick chat too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous. So it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I know. This is like my 9th or 10th time in here, and I haven't had to pay a red cent.
yeah, that's
So
true.
so people claiming it's a grand each time, y'all a bunch of effing liars. You hear me?
That's true. Well, thank you. I
Here-
appreciate the continued support.
You're very welcome. You're
appreciate
doing
it,
a great
brother.
job yourself as well, man. God
I
bless.
try every day. We, try to get on here and preach the truth as much as I can, as best I can.
Again, though, you're not the only one. Shout out to, again, Nux and Arn Gaming Wade. They do similar. Oh, and Pegasus or Morsus as well. Should see some of his stuff, especially the Legendary series. Again, I have to shout it out.
Yeah, awesome.
All
Yeah,
right. I'll
yeah.
jet on out of here, man. Keep up the
Okay.
work.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, a couple of really good conversations, and that's what I like to see. That's great. So when I talk about bringing people on to have conversations, that's what I'm talking about. Being able to talk to people in a reasonable manner about things that have to do with the show and topics of the day. And I'm extremely fortunate and blessed to have found people that are incredibly sensible. No, you guys were great. You guys were great. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. You guys allow me to do what I do. What the hell? Okay. All right. Give me. Let's see. Give me 1 second to pull this up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me know what you guys think of this. Brothers, well, this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, okay. Okay, we've got KOTOR. I don't recognize that name. He's got a muted mic. I'm taking a risk here. Okay, KOTOR Sev. You're on. What do you got to say, brother? It doesn't seem like it shows that your mic is muted. Okay. Well, while KOTOR Sev figures out what's going on with his audio or their audio, I can put them back in the waiting room. Put them back in the waiting room, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. Anyway, moving back on. Okay. Brothers, you remember Harvey Weinstein? Yeah, that Harvey Weinstein. The guy that was, one of the biggest names and producers in Hollywood. The guy that became the poster child of Me Too. Well, I've got a little bit of an update as it relates to Harvey Weinstein. No, it's not that he appealed and he's getting out. No, it has nothing to do with the Candace Owens interview with Harvey Weinstein trying to rehabilitate his name for some reason. No, it just is that Harvey Weinstein suffered a heart attack. Yeah, that's right, in jail. Harvey Weinstein suffers heart failure at Rikers Island, sources say. So Harvey Weinstein had a heart attack. Says, oh no, moment of silence for Harvey Weinstein. Okay. So you got some people that are obviously celebrating this. They're very happy. Usual suspects. Interesting. That's a shame. Yeah. So, yeah, Harvey Weinstein suffering a massive heart attack. It says headphone/earbud warning. Well, no, there should be no warning. This is a video about Harvey Weinstein. What the hell? Okay. So let's take a look at the article. It says Harvey Weinstein rushed to NYC hospital after suffering heart failure. Harvey Weinstein recently had another major health scare in jail, suffering heart failure, TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge tell us the disgraced Hollywood film producer was incarcerated on Rikers Island in New York City about 2 weeks ago when he experienced heart failure. Now, when was this? So this is July 1st. This is right now. So 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Weinstein was being held in Queens Jail Complex, awaiting sentencing in September for a 2025 sexual assault conviction. He has had a bunch of health scares behind bars over the past few years. In his latest one, we're told Weinstein was having a hard time breathing, and the authorities rushed him to Bellevue Hospital prison ward in Manhattan. Our sources say Weinstein has been receiving treatment at Bellevue ever since. We're told doctors have put him on an IV, hooked him to a heart monitor, and given him antibiotics to treat his pneumonia. Weinstein's now feeling better, we're told, but he's not out of the woods just yet. As we previously reported, Weinstein became the poster child of the Me Too movement, getting convicted in 2020 of rape and criminal sexual assault and receiving a 23-year prison sentence. Which, by the way, we are in year 6 of that. So, I don't know if he has the possibility of parole, but he is, he's a ways off from being released from jail. In 2022, Weinstein was convicted in Los Angeles for rape and sexual assault and was given a 16-year sentence, but his New York conviction was overturned in 2024. He was convicted again of sexual assault in a 2025 retrial. Okay, well, it appears that Harvey Weinstein is only still alive. Not looking good. Not gonna lie to you, brother. You're not looking. You're looking kind of terrible. But he had a heart attack, and apparently he had pneumonia. And he is just basically withering away. I mean, he's still kind of fat, but he's still, looking at me. He looks like Palpatine after he got hit with the lightning. His face is like kind of melting. Very, very interesting complexion, just hair disheveled. Yeah. So, very interesting. Weinstein, I don't think is long for this world. I think that, God and his own body are saying, okay, maybe it's time you just give up. But anyway, Harvey Weinstein was somebody that really was the poster child for me too. But unlike a lot of the false allegations, he was somebody that was guilty. He was one of the ones that was guilty, and he got justice. He got the justice that he deserved, which is he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. But seeing a story like that of Harvey Weinstein come up out of nowhere and he has a heart attack, of course, I'm going to cover it real quick. I'm going to talk about it. Even though I do have an image to maintain as a misogynist, covering somebody like Harvey Weinstein, I'm not gonna turn my nose up at that. I gotta cover the haps, as they say, when it comes to Weinstein. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. If Doyle is asking to give KOTOR Seb another chance, the likelihood that I'm gonna do that has gone down drastically. If Doyle Templeton is saying give him another chance, yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive. Okay. We got Good Time over on Kick. It says thank you for what? The screaming section in that segment almost shattered my eardrum. Well, you know what? It's your fault for having ears. So we will bring on KOTOR. Okay, brother, did you get your mic working? All right, we got KOTOR Sev here. All right, what do you got, brother? You're on. 3, 2, 1. Says your mic's not muted now. Okay. Well, that's the second try. I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Okay? All right, there you go. All right, we got Relic. How you doing, brother? Your mic's muted. Relic's mic is muted. A little bit of technical difficulty makes for the show.
How's that?
Oh, how you doing?
Like good. Yeah.
Awesome.
I did this as a joke.
You did this as a joke?
But yeah, just to see because the mic thing, I was wondering if it was like a problem. And I just think that the guy needed to right click and hit the mute box button.
That's fair.
I think it would have been.
It could also be that he was trolling in some way and he just didn't want to talk. But
maybe possibly. But I mean, I'm also very technically illiterate. But is there anything really cool that you want to talk about? Because the CIA tracks people's spirits through fingerprinting babies and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff we can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about any of that, but we could talk about something if you wanted to. Something about the show. What do you think about Hasan having a picture of himself wearing a dirty diaper and a furry costume on his wall?
Well, that doesn't surprise me given the way he talks sometimes. Like when he gets excited about a political event, he almost starts to get that, oh my God, like the lispy, like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
it's
talks
true.
like a Valley girl.
Let,
He
let's
talks like a Valley girl when he gets excited when
you
you
know,
watch clips
let's
of
put
him.
on our philosopher hats for a moment here for the chat.
Yeah.
Why why is the diaper dirty in Hassan's own picture of himself on the wall?
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah,
Why
exactly.
why
And
is
that,
the diaper dirty? What why?
and then they do that with the Trump fan art fiction stuff too. It's always poo pee pee pants, dirty diaper stuff. And it's just I guess that's their weird fetish. I don't really understand it exactly. I guess it's the part of the humiliation ritual.
Yeah, I guess so.
But other than that, like I really can't see beyond it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Uh,
for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about,
I mean, he's four dog. He's four on the floor, ass up in the air.
yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you right now. This is what we're talking about. This was exposed. Hasan Piker had this picture right here on his wall. And this isn't AI. This is just Hasan, and this is the photo right here. This is it.
Do you think it looks like it's a sports field, like there's a stadium there? Do you see that theme, or is that just me?
Um, it does look like there's a basketball court.
Right, something like that. It's some sort of sports themed court, kind of like bleachers, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
it
definitely
does look
do
like there's
see
a basketball
the
in the
audience.
image.
Yeah, like they want to make it a show and everything.
Right. Well,
Well,
I don't
Hassan
know
was
why
born.
Hassan would have this on his wall when he's bringing
Hass-
candidates for political office into his home.
So he was born and then like 4 months later taken right to Turkey. He was a birthright citizen's baby, Nepo
Correct.
baby. We all know that Chunky Yogurt is his fucking uncle or whatever,
That is true.
you know. So I mean, and he hates socialism, but he has like what 30 houses or whatever apartment rentals that he rents out and collects money from.
Yeah, his
He
parents are
loves
very
so
wealthy, so he likes
yeah, so
capitalism for himself, but
he
not for
loves
others.
it. He loves it. Oh yeah, that's the only reason why he has so much money. But when it comes to you making money, for some reason you have to be poor, even though you're his
Mm-hmm.
audience. You're supposed to look up to him. Like that is what's really wild. Upward and like the Paris Hilton selling t-shirts like tax the rich and then stop being poor. Wait, I stopped
Mm-hmm.
being poor, I become rich, and then you want to wait a second. This is
Yeah,
okay. Odd.
pretty crazy.
The logic supersedes me, sir.
Yeah, if there's any topic you want to talk about, you can always feel free to pop in and just that's
No, you're
what
good.
this is here for.
No, I just I wanted to see if I had permissions to even come in here.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll leave it to it. Get back to stream. If you want to DM me about anything, you can.
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay, bud.
Appreciate the support, brother. Have a great day.
All right, I'm gonna scream in peace and pass this kidney stone.
Oh man, I'm so sorry you have to go through that. That's absolutely horrible.
It's all good.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I'll see you later. God bless. Thanks for the
You
prayer earlier. That was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that it goes quickly.
Yeah, thanks, man. Peace.
All right, bye. Okay, one more chance. One more chance. We're gonna give Doyle one more chance, or whoever KOTOR Sev is.
Am I here?
You are here.
Hello?
Hello. Hello,
I'm the
you are
KOTOR
here.
guy. I never used Discord before. I literally downloaded it while on stream.
Well, you somehow figured your way here, and
I don't know, because I'm technologically Amish. I know how to use the welder, but I had to do this to this.
well, as
I
of
just think
today,
KOTOR is the greatest game ever.
you are now a technological wizard.
That's a good thing, I think. Before you know it, I'll know is technology half as good as somebody my own generation.
Right?
Well, here's why I'm here. I think I love being a troll. I love this show. It's a lot of fun, and I appreciate people who are not flat retarded talking about stuff. And I don't even know when I started watching the show. Maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we haven't.
I have a question. Why is the stream saying one thing and then the Discord doing something else?
I have no idea. I don't even know how this thing works. I just put it together with duct tape and a wing and a prayer.
Well, you're Jewish PC. Remember you said it's 12% Jewish.
Just like Dan Bilzerian, yes, my PC is 12% Jewish.
Yeah, you said it yourself.
That's true. I did.
Well, anyway, I just want to say that you should play KOTOR, and I think that's a good idea.
You think I should play KOTOR? What about KOTOR makes you such a fan of it?
I don't know. I think I just played it when I was like 7 and got too into it.
Really? I mean, it's a great game, but do you play any other games but KOTOR?
Well, I like Resident Evil 4, the original, KOTOR. I really enjoy BioShock, the original. God of War 4, I like that one. What was that one? There's like this really old game called Gemini. It was like an N64 game me and my buddy used to play. It's like Gemini Force or something like that, where you're like this little blue guy and you got to go kill aliens.
Gemini Force.
Ratchet and Clank, I enjoyed. Not the new terrible ones, but Ratchet and Clank actually when the people would sit around and drink beer and talk about shitty movies. Samurai Cop is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Samurai Cop. That's not. Wait. Samurai Cop. That's not the one from Red Letter Media, is it?
No. So here's what happens, okay? See, I used to make movies like dressing up as Indiana Jones.
Oh boy.
And we'd go out to my buddy's property. So we'd be like so my brother would be like 7 and I'd be like 13 and all my friends would be like on our four-wheelers and I'd have like an Indiana Jones and we'd run it around, right? And we'd have these little camcorders and that's back. I feel bad for younger generations like Generation Alpha, right? Because like so I'm 24, right? Like a week. We were really the last generation that grew up having fun outside, right? Because I mean, unless you're having an airsoft war with your buddies at like in a barn and shenanigans happens, you didn't have a life.
So in terms of like, you are way more into like the internet underbelly and
I'm autistic for Star Wars.
The troll space and stuff. I'm curious, who do you think is going to be the locale of the year? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess?
Yeah, you just had to guess. Who do you think has earned locale of the year this year? Last year, I think it was Ian Jama. I'm not sure if it was Hasan or Ian. Who do you think is going to be locale of the year?
I don't know, and I don't care. I just like watching weird shit. I love the movie. Return of the Living Dead is one of the greatest movies ever made. I like the part where the zombie is like that puppet is like, blah, 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 and the guy has no ability to talk because he's in 20 pounds of
so you
mass.
have no care of who's going to be. Who's
I don't give two shits about internet drama. I just enjoy watching fun stuff. People on the internet are not real, okay? Half of it's bot, and the other half are people like me who enjoy talking about dumb shit.
Interesting. Well, that's an interesting take. People in chat are saying Jeremy from the Quartering. Well, that's how multiple people. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Well, I mean, what can you expect?
glad
What
we
can you
could.
expect from somebody who's never been to church, is 500 pounds, and has never been told once in his entire life?
Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I don't know if we're gonna do that today, probably tomorrow. But I'm working on a video about the quartering, talking about church during that Tabasco stream.
Well, the thing about is that, like, Christians. So here's the cool thing about Christians, right? You go into a church, you meet a lot of cool people, right? Like a lot of nice people, but literally the whole idea of the predestination is why the train was made, because God predestined it to exist. So you got to make a machine to catch up with that, right? Or the idea of, because like there was, so the U.S. history is so interesting, right? Because you had all these different Protestant groups come from different countries. So you had a Lutheran group over here, an Anglican group over here, a Baptist group over here, and then you had this thing called the Awakening, which is when all the different pastors went around, and they started, and the Methodists started, because there's this primary issue. Do we need to have somebody from Europe come in who has 15 PhDs, or do we need an actual issue fixed right now? And then, of course, the revolution happened, objectively the biggest dick event in human history. And then,
Oh
well,
boy.
we went in the Oregon Trail. I actually know a guy from Oregon. He works at work. He's one of the stupidest people I ever met, but he is objectively one of the better welders. Right? There's also this Marine guy that all he does is talk about stories he got trashed.
Do you know
I
how
mean, he's a
to
Marine.
what kind of welding do you do? Do you know how to TIG weld?
Oh yeah, I do fabrication. Is the shop I do, but
Interesting.
primarily MIG
Oh,
with a little bit of stick.
interesting. Yeah, oh, I know that pays like extraordinarily well if you're good at it.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
shit at
I
it, it
made,
doesn't pay much, but if you're good at it.
dude. I just like to get my big speaker right. I turn on like Skrillex or like Daft Punk or like just EDM radio. We were actually listening to the Highwaymen the other day, right? It's actually kind of funny listening to a bunch of welders sing country roads, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, and I also we brought it. So look, here's the deal. So we had this pizza, right? And you don't understand how awesome pizza is at the end of an 8-hour shift, right? It is hot as balls, right? Those welding shops get hot.
Oh,
And
not only because of the equipment, but the stuff that you have to wear to protect yourself.
yeah, that in fact has been 95 degrees for like oh gosh, a month now where we're around.
Well, thank
So we
God for
got a
AC.
bunch of pizza, right? And I'll tell you what, pepperoni pizza going down, that's like you, baby.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
thank God for AC, right? Good thing you're an American.
I am a very pro Operation Cooling Freedom.
Oh
You know,
yes. Midnight
get
Flurry.
I do, shut the fuck up. You know what it is. Get a bunch of B-2 stealth bombers, go in with a trillion, what do you call them?
ACs,
Air
yeah.
conditioners, drop them down. Let me tell you what, motherfucker, your ancestors literally put their dick on the table and said, look, fuck you, right? This time you do the same thing or else you get fucking worse.
Yeah. It's embarrassing. Watching
Well,
the supposed
well, the
first
problem,
world act like the third world is crazy.
well, the thing is, like, Democrats, their objective is to win. Republicans' objective is to ask their wife, third favorite lover, whether they have permission to go fishing.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Republicans are cucks. Oh man.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
that's
that
so true.
Emperor Chief Palpatine would completely fix it. Think about it. Star Wars, as somebody who is very autistic for it, is basically a story about a bunch of insurgents that overthrow a rightful government that won political power via election. Okay?
Yeah.
and it strengthened its borders, made the economy work, and actually got rid of the enemies on the outside.
Yeah.
I am,
The Empire did nothing
I'm a
wrong.
big
I
fan
saw
of
that
Lord
video.
Vader. I'm a big fan of Lord Vader. Well, actually, it depends on how autistic you want to get about it, right? Because like Mara Jade, you ever read Heir to the Empire?
I've never read Hair to the Empire.
Why not?
Why? Well, because I don't usually read Star Wars books.
Oh, then you could just use audiobooks. It's not that hard.
Well, no, it's
You
true,
just
but
look up.
it's not about an incapability. It's about a will. It just didn't have the will to do it.
Well, you just put the ring on because the ring is literally a dick, right? Because it gets smaller and bigger based on the person, and it also like just inexorably makes you do something that is retarded what you do.
So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Can I say this stuff on stream?
Can you say what?
Can I say that on stream?
Say what?
Never mind.
Yeah, probably best not to. If there's a question about it, probably best not to.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Anything else you wanted to say?
Eat your vegetables. Tell your dad you love him, and don't be fucking retarded.
All that.
And I would
like great advice.
Yeah. I mean, like, considering, like, it really depends on what you mean by fucking retarded, right? Because everybody can agree that put your hand in a shark's mouth is a bad idea.
True.
But like, you know, I think showing up to work like 30 minutes early is a great idea, right? And I also think that not watching Supergirl is a great idea. Because like, if they were gonna make a good Supergirl movie, they just would have like not made it and made a Superman movie that has her in it for like 10 minutes, and then the whole Superman movie should start with Clark and the old parents, and then like Lois, and then like Jonathan Kent in church, right? And then he goes to Donald Trump and says, "We need to get all these people out," right?
Well, we'll be doing another video. Guys, unfortunately, Angry Joe seems to have taken his own life, unfortunately. The Superman shook hands with Donald Trump in a video, in a movie, and now there's the end of Angry Joe. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, like, the thing with, like, Henry Cavill is, like, he was a good actor, but he's stupid when it comes to choosing. Oh, my phone is stupid when he's come to choosing jobs, right? He's almost as bad as I was, right? When it comes to choosing jobs, because all I do is get burned up and hurt eyes all day, right?
I mean,
but
like, you think about it, Henry Cavill's been Superman. He's been Geralt.
He's been Superman,
and now
The
he's
Witcher,
be in Warhammer. I mean, that's
and well, yeah, but he wasn't he in one of the 007 movies?
No. That was a meme. That was a meme.
Was it the Mission Impossible he was in? I remember he was on some
Mission
kind
Impossible.
of big power.
Yeah, where he reloaded his arms, his biceps. He did the bicep.
I don't know. I think it's weird that people see Henry Cavill's somebody who is like incapable of choosing a job, but he's like really good, and like everybody knows he's just the best looking guy ever. So they decide. I mean, who am I going to watch, right? Am I going to watch a Henry Cavill movie that's going to suck but be fun? Or a Sadie Sink movie who had one crappy TV show like 10 years ago, and it's now, what does she do other than have red hair? And it's not even that good of red hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about him, though, is everyone says he's such a nice guy.
Well, I'm sure he is a nice guy compared to your average Hollywood person who is doing all kinds of black masses.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well,
thank you
for stopping on. You know, that's great. And
I'm gonna rewatch this. I'll see what my voice sounds like, and I'll be concerned about this.
No. There's no concern. That's why I like to have these things so that people can come and speak their mind and, maybe,
I mean, I've got plenty of mind. It's just the problem is getting the mouth to get it out.
yeah, well, I mean, it takes time. But, maybe somebody figures out how to use this stuff. Maybe you can start your own.
Well, yeah, I think that one of the crazy things is I'm going to start a podcast called The Big Dick Show.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what?
And we're gonna have a 50-foot statue of Darth Revan, right? It's gonna be
Perfect.
awesome. And we're
Or-
also gonna have, what was that really old show? What was that show where those guys? Oh gosh, what was it? They were like, okay, Gargoyles. That's what it's called. We're gonna have
Gargoyles.
Goliath from Gargoyles in there as well.
Yeah, not to be confused with my new preferred pronoun for trans people.
I just call them like weird. Cause like, I live in a town of like 600 people in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, right? And I remember the first time I saw one of those kind of things, I was like, what the hell is that? I don't understand this.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
nice.
like, dude, I live in a town so small that people get married when they're 22.
Well,
That's
I mean, it is younger than apparently the national average now, which is like 30.
oh, I just turned 40, right? Because like, everybody wants a wife who's been like Vegas all the way through that. I mean, I don't understand that. But I think girls have a hard time too, because most guys are like losers who just like sit around and watch anime all day.
Yeah. Well,
So I
those-
think that if we're going to fix the uh, relationship thing, we're going to have to look at ourselves and each other. But I think a large part of that has to do with actually doing what God says, because half of psychology is just bullshit, right?
Mhm.
God says, what does God say? He says, love your neighbor, and he loves to love God altogether. That's the whole of the law, right? That's it. And he also says, look, here's the thing, your personal, emotional craziness is not going to figure out any better than what Peter was going to do, who literally ran around the woods for like 100 years, being taught by the Holy Spirit laws. Okay. Now, I don't know what this crazy idea. Has you ever been down to you ever been in a town that has like, so I went to one of them towns and they had like 15 churches in it. I'm like, this is weird. Because I remember King Jepsu from like Second Kings, right? Because he used his king authority to like get all the bad people out of the church and actually worship God, right? I think that doing what the Bible says is a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
also,
Yeah, that's great. That is a good idea. That's fantastic.
say what? Shut up, trade. There's a big old trade. I can't hear you. I gotta go. There's a big ass trade, and I'm not happy.
Okay, brother. Well, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, dude.
You too. Bye. Oh man, that was pretty funny. I went very well indeed. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping in to have a conversation. I appreciate it. That was great. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, what story do I want to cover next? What story do I want to cover next? Okay, we're gonna cover. No, not KOTOR. Let's see. I want to cover. Yes. Here we go. Brothers, there was an announcement from Sony today that has caused the internet to basically get into a bit of an uproar. And I think it's perfectly justified, but we're going to go over it and we're going to have a reasonable, rational conversation. So, it seems that the video game space is making some drastic decisions, and there doesn't seem to be any competition as there normally would be in other industries that would prevent them from doing some of the things that they're doing. It seems that the console wars are over, and they're basically colluding to do what's in the worst interest for the consumer. So, in the case of Xbox and PlayStation, they both raised the price several different times. So the price of a PlayStation 5 is now, I mean, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of dollars more than it was. And on top of that, the price of the online service is going up. You are getting less and less and less for your money. And now Sony has, they've committed the coup de grace, and they just basically said, the news on physical disc for new games. So basically, they're coming out and saying, we are not going to be releasing games on physical disc. So Sony is not going to be releasing new games on disc. It's going to be all digital. Guys, the time has finally come. They are trying to remove your ability to own physical media in a bid to dominate the market. And so we're going to be taking a look at this. We're going to be going over it because they're removing the entirety of physical games. It says, in response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store at retailers in digital format only. Now, this is probably one of the worst things that Xbox and Sony could do, and I'm going to explain why. This is an anti-consumer move. It's also bad for business, and I'll explain. One of the reasons why people have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, one of the reasons why people would pay for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox is because that you get first party, exclusive titles, and you put in the game and the machine plays your game. That console is dedicated to playing that one thing. You have a PC for everything else but for gaming. A lot of people look at the price of a PS5 and they say, I want to be able to have this thing just play my games. I'm willing to pay a couple $100 in order to make that happen. The pricing has become so outrageous and so insane that now people are looking at gaming as a luxury hobby for only wealthy people. So it says, as consumer preferences and the entertainment and the broader entertainment industry continues to shift away from physical disc, let me just say something. You had a major shift during COVID towards digital media, where people were not buying they're not buying physical, they're buying digital. It's only now that people are starting to see the damage and the ramification, because when you purchase a game on digital, you don't own that game. So, by the way, this is more important than just physical versus digital. This gets to a consumer rights issue. I believe that when you buy a digital piece of media, it should be the same as if you physically own it. A corporation should not be allowed to take away that game from you. If you have a service like Amazon or Steam, if they ban you, you should still be able to access your digital games and your digital movies. You bought that. But it seems that these companies are going in a direction where they are not even considering having a disc format. Which, by the way, one of the coolest features of the PlayStation 2 was it was a DVD player, it was a CD player. One of the additional values of a console was that component. There are people that use their gaming console as a way to play Blu-ray or DVDs. So you are taking that aspect of value away. Additionally, you're also taking away the value of them owning the disc and then being able to play it anytime they want. Now, there are some people that say, well, they can make software that make it so that you can't play the disc. Well, that is true. They could try that. But if you own a physical disc, you can buy a reader and you can have that game extracted so that you can play it digitally on your computer. There are ways that you can do that these days with emulation. So if they were to try that, it's yet another way that the consumer has the power. If they take away digital, Sony has all the power. You don't own the game. They can change it at their leisure, and there's nothing that you can do. I understand why they want to take away physical. Because of those reasons, it's cheaper for them. But here's the reality. I think that this is going to fail. I don't think they're going to ultimately do away with physical copies. Because what you're going to see in the coming months and the coming years is you are going to see companies be able to use it as a marketing tool to flex on other companies that their game is coming out on physical. So there is a value in having a physical game over digital, just inherently by the very nature of what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. You put in a disc, and you play the game versus you download it and you play it on the system. If you play it on the system, you download it digitally, it takes up space on your hard drive. It's inconvenient because then you've got to delete it when you want to make space. I mean, it's still technically in your library. You could re-download it again, but that's going to take time. Whereas if it's on a disc, you put the disc in, you play it. That's why Nintendo right now is absolutely killing it, because Nintendo does have digital, and digital is less expensive on Nintendo, by the way. They're discounting digital by $10. So Nintendo is already ahead of the game on this, but they're not getting rid of the cartridges. In fact, they're doubling down. They're going to try to find new ways to increase the size of the cartridges because they want to keep the digital media, but they also want the physical media, which I think is very, very smart. But here we got Domino's Pizza. Basically, I'm saying, makes about as much sense as us changing to digital pizzas. Absolutely unfathomably based. Unfathomably based. Yes. It makes no sense from a consumer perspective to take away the physical ability to buy a game. If you wanted to cut back physical games, like create a smaller number, okay, fine. But to do away with it altogether, it tells you that the gaming space is dying. How can you possibly think this was a good idea? It says, they took Blockbuster from us. Now the gaming aisle, pizza with code in the box. The box is digital too. Imagine a pizza coming in a box with a code. Yes, because pizzas can be consumed digitally. Brilliant. Oh no, the joke, please. Absolutely based account. Absolutely based account. Just sniped by Domino's. Here's the thing. I think that people need to get back into owning digital. I do. And I posted a video, or rather an image, on my account. I posted an image. And that image is this right here. Because Asmongold had a take on digital media where he was saying that he completely understood why this was happening and why he thought it was the right choice for the business to do this. And I said, Asmon makes an interesting point about exclusively digital media in his defense of Sony while on stream today. But I think he's wrong. I do purchase physical games. This isn't my entire physical collection. I just wanted to establish I buy my games physically. I understand that the added value in physical games is that I own the game rather than just leasing the games. It's an important detail. The push for exclusively digital media is that the companies want more control over the purchases we make and the ecosystem they're in. We need to do everything we can to push back and demand that physical media remains. I'm doing my part. So I showed some of the physical games that I have. Yes, that is a collector's edition of World of Warcraft. That is a collector's edition of The Burning Crusade. That is a World of Warcraft collector's edition of Wrath of the Lich King. I got a whole bunch of Switch games. This is not my entire game library. It just happened to be the games that I had right there at the time. But I do buy physical media. I prefer physical media. I think that that is the best way to preserve games. Because if somebody needed, say, I don't know, ATV Off-Road Fury, I got that on PlayStation 2. My point is, I have these games. By the way, this one is, it's kind of blurry. This is a GameCube game. The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. So this is the one with, all the games on it. It's like you got Zelda 1 and 2, I think Ocarina of Time, and another. I don't remember what other one was on there. It was the pre-order bonus for Wind Waker. But anyway, I think that physical media is important. It says the only solution is the formation of a lobbying group to push stronger digital owners' rights. I agree with this. I agree that there should be a digital bill of rights. It says, I wish I kept my WoW boxes. Yeah. So I have, these are, these are the OG Collector's Edition, World of Warcraft boxes. I'm glad I bought them. But like, physical media is so important. It says Asmon doesn't like consoles, so he doesn't get the appeal of physical media. I do think there is an element of that is true. I do think so. Asmongold is not a console gamer. He's never claimed to be a console gamer. He's not a console gamer. So I can understand from his perspective, he doesn't really get it. He doesn't really understand. Like, for him, everything is more convenient because he does everything on a computer. So, from his perspective, he's right because he's talking about it from his worldview, which I think is very, very interesting. But from my worldview, I don't think he's right. I like having physical media for my consoles. I like having the disc where if something happens, I have a physical copy. I think the physical media is extremely important. So, that's why I think that Asmongold is wrong. But in a grander sense, I think that Sony and Xbox are doing this for nefarious reasons, and there should be a digital bill of rights so that consumers don't have to worry about this. So whether you buy digitally or physically, it shouldn't matter. But unfortunately, in this environment, having a physical game at this point does give you an extra layer of value. It does give you an extra layer of value. Having a console with a disc drive that plays DVDs and plays Blu-rays, that is additional value. It always has been. Because then your game console is not just a game console, it's all these other things too. You can, use it for disc, you can use it for DVDs. I know that was a big, huge selling point of the PS2. The PS2 could play DVDs. Wow, isn't that amazing? But so many of these companies have gotten away from what is the best value for money for the consumer, and they're only thinking about it from their bottom line. How can we give you the bare minimum? This is shrinkflation for the video game space. And you know what? I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of accepting the bare minimum and pretending that it's good enough. It's not. We need to demand that these companies do right by the consumer. By the way, already my prediction has come true. I said that in this new age, having a physical cartridge is going to be the flex that corporations use. And that is why Nintendo is going to absolutely kill it in the next generation, because Nintendo is not going to do away with physical media, and people are going to gravitate towards Nintendo. Mark my words on this. I'm predicting it now. There is going to be a resurgence of physical media, and eventually the companies will catch up and they'll bring back physical media, but the damage for a lot of them will be done. I want you to watch this trailer. It's a bit of a long one.
Grand champ.
Okay,
Non-conventional.
Maybe we jump ahead.
This one. Okay. No. That's the great.
Well, I'll be hanging around the arena grounds if you need someone to worship the ground you walk on.
The adoring fan will be able to follow you wherever you go with Oblivion Remastered, coming soon to Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay, well, yeah, it's coming. It's coming big time, boys. Yeah, it's full game. It's gonna be $50. Woo, man! If you haven't bought that game, $50. That is a steep price. But Oblivion for the Switch 2. They were flexing. Oh, this was it. Apologies. This was the video itself from the official Elder Scrolls account. Let's say Elder.
I've been looking for you. Do you have it? By the 9. Excellent work. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah. So already, look at some of the comments. You guys rock. Thanks for the game on to be on the card. Okay. It says, I love you guys. Please more. I'll buy them forever. Re-release Fallout 4 and Skyrim. It feels nice to own my games. So yeah, they were doing the download thing with some of these games. But yeah, it appears that they're coming out with the full game on the disc, or the cartridge. Nintendo mogging Sony. This is going to be the future. Understand, them basically taking away physical Asmongold may not understand this, but it's a perception thing. It feels like when you say, like, you can show the charts as much as you want. Asmon, you showed the charts on the screen, and undoubtedly there are some games that people bought digitally more than physically. And in some cases it was a lot. But there's nothing to stop the company from decreasing the number of physical games they send to the stores. The problem here is that it feels like you're losing something. They're taking away the disk drive. They're taking away the physical games. That is a negative. That is an absolute negative. So a company like Nintendo, they're going to be able to come out and say, we are the only ones that have the ability to play physical games. We are the only ones. You know what Nintendo could do to absolutely flex? They for the Switch 3 or the Super Switch, they could release like a dock that had a disc drive that lets you play DVDs and CDs and stuff like that. They could absolutely mog Sony by saying, we're even going to give you a disc drive. They could absolutely do that. But you understand, Asmon is talking about this is the right decision for the company. But he has never been more wrong. Because, well, it may, like, from a logical level, well, this makes dollars and cents. There was somebody that was talking about business. And they were talking about the perception of the customer when it comes to value. And he was talking about Five Guys. And what he was basically saying was, Five Guys has this thing that they do where if you order a small or a medium or a large thing of fries, they give you extra fries. They basically take an extra scoop and they put it in the bag and then they put your stuff, your regular order. And that is the perceived value that you didn't pay for, that you think, okay, they're giving me something else. So it's sort of like you buy a game console, but you also get a DVD player. You look at that and you go, wow, that's value added. When you take that away, and he was talking about it from this perspective, he goes, somebody that was an accountant would say, well, basically, don't give them that extra stuff because we don't want to have more overhead. So stop giving them extra. Well, then, from a brand and reputational standpoint, you take a hit there. Somebody that was a marketer, they'd say, okay, we just need to design a bigger thing and put all the fries in there. Which again was a fundamental flaw because you are not then showing that there is a perceived added value. I think what Asmongold doesn't fully understand with this is that you are taking something away from somebody. And you're not just taking it away for the people that want digital. You are forcing people into an ecosystem that is now all digital, and now there is no real difference between PS5, Sony, Xbox, Microsoft, and Steam. And Steam is going to win because they have better deals, better prices. And so, are the first-party exclusives strong enough for Sony and Xbox to keep people invested? No. 20 years ago, maybe, but no. So the consoles are going to be more expensive. They're going to demand that you continue to pay for online, which is another component that people really haven't taken into account is that, the additional for online. Sony lost. Xbox lost. Nintendo won by doing nothing. Don't get me wrong. Nintendo has things that you should criticize. But right now, people are celebrating that Oblivion Remastered is coming out and the whole thing is on a disc and people are celebrating it, and that is a selling point now. Understand, People could buy it digitally, but they want the ability to get it physically. And that's going to be the next fight. They're going to say, well, you don't even want it digitally. Or you don't even want it physically. You want it digitally because it's more convenient. But there are limitations and detriments to that. So I would implore everyone, buy physical media. Buy physical media. It is the best value for money. Because while there is a convenience with getting it digitally, to have that, to own that. And by the way, what happens if your Switch breaks? You gotta get a new one, and then you gotta re-download it. You gotta re-download the game. You gotta go through all that. You got a cartridge is saved to the it's saved right there. You got everything. You got everything on your cartridge. You got everything you need. They do still save games on the cartridges, right? I'm not that out of touch, am I? I'm not that out of touch, am I? They still save them on the cartridges, right? These days I don't know. But at the end of this, I hope that they figure this shit out, because the gaming space is getting worse and worse. The proposition for gamers is getting terrible. And honestly, they have nobody but themselves to blame. But I don't want to see the gaming industry crash. I don't want to see them go through. I don't. And I know some people will say they need to crash because they've been infiltrated by woke freaks. I understand that. I get it. Part of me does agree with you. But at the same time, it's a hobby that I love. I don't want to see it crash. I don't want to see it hurt. Even though it's sort of tough love, I would rather this work out where they don't continue doing these things that hurt and abuse the audience. That they lower their prices, which they can do and they ought to do. They continue to give people discs and added values. You know, you can give added value. It's not going to kill you. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay. Sony PlayStation physical. $2028. All right. I actually think I'm going to wrap things up for the night. Maybe let me take a look. I think I'm going to wrap things up for the night. I started late. We may be calling it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think we're gonna call for the night. I want to thank every person who came in and joined the conversation, joined the voice chat. And guys, I want to thank each and every one of you who donated over on Kick. We did get some donations over there. But yeah, really I'm here to have get some of this stuff off my chest. It's cathartic. I just want to thank you guys. The support is overwhelming. I do. I genuinely appreciate it. you guys coming and watching the video, commenting, supporting, engaging, all of that, the donations, all of that stuff. You guys, it helps me in a way that I can't even begin to thank you, and it gives me freedom to do what I want in this space and create cool things. And I'm just incredibly grateful and appreciative. And I want each and every one of you to know that I'm humbled by your support. So thank you. God bless you. God be with you. I will be back tomorrow. We will cover some of the remaining topics. There's still a lot to go over, but I'm just thinking right now it's probably good time to mosey on out. Quit while you're ahead. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching.